Hi, today I'm on Old Hunstanton beach and we've got a nice sunny day, and you can see looking down there is towards Holme next to sea, and back towards the camera towards you is Hunstanton, and so it's a nice sunny day, and I thought I'd pick a nice location just to do a little update of how I got on this week. As if some of you have been following my channel, you've known that I went to the gender clinic last week and to see the doctor, and got on really well there. The doctor was very pleased with me and really happy to help me in my transition, and which is really good. And I won't bore you with all the tiny little details, of course, but it's really good. The guy was very friendly, and it's over at Daventry, and I believe there's a gender clinic, possibly one at Nottingham, and I think there's one in London as well, but here in Norfolk there isn't any gender clinic, so it's a little bit of a trek to go there. But the doctor I saw was very good, very helpful, and he really knew his stuff, and it was really good. And interestingly as well, he did say that 50% of the people now wanting to transition are actually girls wanting to become boys, which is really interesting to know, because a lot of friends and family have thought it's largely sort of guys wanting to become girls, and it's not. It's actually 50-50 now. Wow, which is kind of the big thing, and that of course is now causing not a big strain, but a big they've kind of inundated now with people. I think possibly more people have been coming out, and more people want to come, and of course we've had the doctor did say, of course, it's nothing new. Being transgender is nothing like sort of not a new phenomenon. It's not something that suddenly everybody is jumping on the bandwagon. It's something that's been here for hundreds or thousands of years, in the Roman times and before. So of course people have been wanting to transition, and so it's not something that's, not everybody or not every member of the population of course wants to transition, only a small proportion, but of course that's been here, and it's been all throughout history. And yes, you get people who like to dress up as the opposite sex and don't want to transition, of course, and those people, like you get sort of men who want to dress as women, and generally they've been used, the term transvestite's been used, and cross-dresser, and which is really what transvestite is a cross-dresser really. But and of course there's been that in throughout history, of course, but of course there are a smaller proportion who do actually want to change their genders as well and become the opposite gender to what they wish to be. I know there are obviously lots of other diverse in-betweens and everything, of course, and I won't go into all that, because that's a topic I don't know a lot about, and something that some people agree with, some people don't, and all this sort of thing. Get into these arguments and things with people about things and what should and shouldn't do. And again, being transgender, I mean, there are people out there who don't agree with it and think, oh, it's not normal, but yeah, fine, they can have their beliefs and their opinions, that's up to them, but of course I just want to be me. I just want to get on with my life. I mean, having gone through a serious illness, and now I just want to kind of move forwards, and so I thought I'd pick a nice little location to tell you where I've gone and how I've been getting on. And I'm sort of now got to see another doctor for a second opinion, so to speak, which he's going to, so they can confer with each other and assess and everything. But the doctor thought I was pretty good, and I definitely was convincing, if you like, and that was good, and it's very positive about things, and it wasn't no negativity at all. I know there are people who are perhaps worried they go along to see somebody, oh, is this person going to tell me that I can't do it, or I'm not the right sort of thing, and that only you can tell you whether you really want to do something, go ahead with something. It's got to be you and from you, of course, not somebody can say, oh well, I don't recommend you do it. I mean, from a health point of view, there might be, that's my main concern, is with the illness that I had, the doctors got to look into all that and check whether or not it's safe for me to actually even take hormone patches, which he recommends taking, not ingesting any pills, which I'm quite glad about, because I don't now. My digestive system's changed. I don't want to really be taking pills. I want to be, sorry, I hit the gnome there. And of course, like patches would be a good thing to take. And that's what the doctor recommended anyway. And so I've got to see another doctor, and then they said perhaps within 4 to 5 months I could be on hormone patches, and then things start moving forward. And of course, you have to be on taking hormones for, I think, about a year or two, probably a couple of years before it recommends getting things like breast enhancements or anything, having basically a boob job, because of the growth. If it starts growing and you've already had some implants, you want to make sure it stopped growing further, finished growing, before you start putting in any implants in, of course, because you don't know what size breasts you're going to end up with. You might not grow very much, you might grow a lot, you don't know. So that's again something to not to do straight away, because some people go out, rush out, get the boobs done sort of thing, and then start taking hormones. Well, that's the wrong way to do it. You need to start your hormones first and then go on to take, then once your breast development is finished and your body's started to change, then you can consider other surgeries and things. And of course, obviously the big one, of course, that is something for you to decide as and when you want to go ahead. Don't rush into it. Don't think, oh, I want to get it done tomorrow. I know you can go to a private clinic and give the doctor £20,000-30,000 or something, and he'll gladly sort of change you about. But it's best to actually take your time on these things, make sure, be 100% that is the direction you do want to go, and make sure that, of course, you are doing it from a medical point of view, you're going it the right way as well. So that's really important to do that. But of course, so you'd basically sort of like watch this space for me, and you'll see my transition, and of course how well things will go. I'm just hoping, I'm confident that things are going to go really well. And but I thought, well, I'll come out today, I'll bring my little gnome with me, which still haven't got a name, the gnome with no name, or gnome with gnome name. A bit of a mouthful, isn't it, really? So we'll kind of see if we can figure out a name for him as well. And talking of names, I'll be needing to change my name by default, and of course, at the moment it's Andrea Beeson, which is in my YouTube channel, of course, and so whether I had a middle name or not, I don't know yet. May do. Might sort of think of some names perhaps as well. Is there anything that can go in the middle of that to sound good? And I've got to have a think about that, and because it's, again, I mean, I know you can go and change your name by default, and you can go and change it again. There's lots of involvement, of course, and you really want to pick something, decide on a name, and of course what you want to be called, which is going to be the name that you're going to live with. And so we've got people walking past, and so yes, we've got a lot of holiday makers here anyway, and the beach is quite full down that end, and this end it's a bit quieter. We've got hardly anybody up this end. We've got a little lagoon here as well, kind of, I think it comes from the River Hun or not, I'm not sure. The River Hun goes through, starts at Old Hunstanton Hall or near there. It's only a little short river, about probably about 3 miles long or so, maybe 4 or 5 kilometres for those who've gone metric, something like that. So it's only a relatively short river, but of course this spot here, of course, is where smugglers came as well, and there used to be a lagoon around here, and they would actually bring the boats or the ships, and they'd offload all their contraband. So then there's a lane over there, Smugglers Lane, and they'd go up there. Of course, it probably wasn't called Smugglers Lane back then, it was just a footpath that they created, and then customs officials would wait for them, and then a few kind of gunshots, altercations and various things, of course. On a bad day and on a good day they got the goods smuggled. So yeah, that's so there's a bit of history here as well, and I think there's a shipwreck down that way as well somewhere. But yeah, so anyway, I hope that let's hope my microphone has been working as well. And so yeah, so hope you've enjoyed joining me on this sunny day, and a little update. And of course, I'm going to try and get my hair sorted out sometime as well, because I need to get it coloured and it's getting longer. I've been waiting for it to get a little bit longer, and then get it sort of coloured, because it's growing quite quickly now, it is, which is really good, because after my chemo all my hair came out, and now it's kind of like coming back to, well, not quite a mop, but it's thickening up and getting quite nice now. And yeah, so I'm just hoping that things go well, and I'll hopefully you can follow me on my journey as I transition and as I start changing more. And of course, I think, well, I say, like things like your body fat redistributes and things. I know there are lots of channels, lots of girls transitioned on YouTube, and that you can see all their, their stories and things. Of course, and they've all got say similar things, but they've all got their own little things that they've done, and advice and everything. So yeah, as always, still get professional advice anyway if you're going to change, if you want to change and you're going down that route. Always go and see a medical professional. Don't try and do it yourself. It's always a good idea to get professional help and medication professionally as well through a medical professional. And never do it yourself. And anyway, so I'm going to head off, and I'm going to probably maybe a little addition to the video. I'm going to go for a coffee if it's still open. I think it should be. I think it's only about 2:30, I think, at the moment. And so I'm going to head back and maybe even see you in Thornham with my little gnome. So I'm going to Thornham again for a coffee. I like going there, my favourite haunt. Okay, well, thank you, and see you very soon. Okay. So thank you all for watching my video, and I'm now just enjoying coffee at Thornham and with my trusty little friend again, and also got ice cream as well. So like not vanilla, like a white chocolate ice cream. So it's really nice here at Thornham, and you've got the camera a bit wonky here, but doing it on my phone. And so anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. See you all very soon. Okay, thank you. Bye.